This is KGW News at noon.
Our top story, an Oregon Supreme Court ruling could end the death penalty for many inmates. Hello everyone, I'm Brenda Braxton. Yesterday, the justices overturned a man's death sentence, citing a law passed back in 2019. That's when state lawmakers limited which crimes qualify for capital punishment. But the law wasn't retroactive, and justices basically said it should be. That ruling effectively means dozens of Oregon inmates could get off death row.
The court simply said it doesn't matter when you commit your crime or when, more importantly, when you're sentenced for that crime. If you're on the list that's now been downgraded to first-degree murder, then you cannot be subject to the death penalty, even if your crime predates that change.
This doesn't abolish the death penalty in Oregon. Going forward, if someone commits aggravated murder, they can still be sentenced to die. Oregon's death penalty has been repealed and reinstated several times over the last 150 years, and no one has been executed since 1997. But the death penalty is written into the state's constitution, so Oregonians would have to vote to abolish it. Well, the Portland Trail Blazers assistant coach is caught up in scandal. He's one of 18 former NBA players arrested on charges of health care fraud. Here you see Milt Palacio on the Blazer sidelines, right behind new head coach Chauncey Billups. The government says Palacio and others defrauded the league's health and welfare benefit plan, filing false claims totaling $2.5 million. Also charged 3 former Blazers, including Sebastian Telfair. This is him leaving court in New York yesterday afternoon, and he was wearing an ankle monitor. He's pleaded not guilty. His former teammates Darius Miles and Ruben Patterson are also accused in the scheme.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, and it's unfortunate for the Trailblazers that they have a coach involved, but that's something the Trailblazers are going to have to deal with right now.
The Blazers told us yesterday they have put Milt Palacio on administrative leave. This noon, a dire warning from frontline healthcare workers in Oregon. There's a nursing shortage of historic proportions, and they call it catastrophic. The pandemic exacerbated the problem, but the Oregon Nurses Association says it's been decades in the making. Now the group wants hospitals and state lawmakers to help fix it. Nurses say the healthcare system is overloaded.
It's just compounding the work day after day after day, compounding the trauma. That's what the moral injury is that we speak of. That is what is driving nurses away from the profession that they chose and the profession that we love.
Some nurses have left over vaccine mandates, although the union says it's a relatively small number. The nurses we talked to want 2 key issues addressed: ways to retain nurses and more education to attract new nurses. They say right now 60% of OHSU's nurses are considering leaving the profession. As the Delta variant spreads nationwide, some are wondering, are we any closer to herd immunity? Health experts say not really, because infection is only part of the equation. Perhaps the more important piece is vaccination. Experts say 85% of the U.S. population needs to be vaccinated to reach herd immunity. Right now, that number is only 56%. Low vaccination rates leave the door open for even more dangerous variants.
If you allow this virus to circulate and you have people who are vaccinated or not fully vaccinated, this mutation could be more dangerous because it's getting used to the vaccine, or it be developed among people who have been vaccinated. So it's very important for all of us to do our part to contain the spread of the virus in order to prevent another mutation.
Another concern, we aren't sure how long antibodies last after a COVID infection. Well, the Red Cross says it needs blood donations, and to give, you don't have to be vaccinated, you just have to be healthy. The Red Cross doesn't require employees to be vaccinated either, although it is encouraged. The Red Cross says blood donation centers aren't subject to the state mandate, but the Oregon Health Authority disagrees. The 2 groups are now working together to clarify the situation. Okay, now to a big traffic alert if you're driving through Portland anytime soon. Tonight, a stretch of I-84 will close in both directions, and it'll stay that way right through the weekend. Crews are installing a bike and pedestrian bridge linking northeast and southeast Portland near the Lloyd district. So here's what drivers need to know. The eastbound lanes of I-84 will close from I-5 to Cesar Chavez Boulevard. If you're traveling west into downtown, the entire stretch from I-205 to I-5 will close. Work starts at 10 o'clock tonight and will last until Monday morning at 5. Now, in addition to this bridge project, ODOT says it'll use the closure to get some other work done.
We're got a lot of maintenance projects we're going to try to do in the area. We're going to be replacing some signs. We're going to be removing a lot of graffiti in the area. We're going to be making repairs around in here, and we're going to be doing some bridge inspections along in here too. So there's a lot of work that we're going to try to get done during the closure.
This new pedestrian and bike bridge will offer a car-free route between the Lloyd district and the Central East Side. It'll open next year. Hey, there's another transportation project Max riders need to know about. On Sunday, TriMet starts its 2-week improvement project. Crews are replacing and resurfacing the rails between Lloyd Center and Northeast 11th. This affects the blue, green, and red line in Northeast Portland. There's no red line service on the west side of town, and the green line won't run downtown. Shuttle buses are available, but TriMet says riders should budget an extra 45 minutes for their commute. Okay, we'll have more on both of these projects for you if you text the word traffic to 503-226-5088. We will send you info on all the closures and delays.